Oh,
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I am Carrie Friedberg, the SF Money Coach. I am a holistic money coach, financial behavior specialist, and financial literacy educator. I recently launched a do-it-yourself personal finance 101 online course with 25 mini lessons on the practical and emotional sides of money, which comes with access to a very robust membership site where you can learn, practice, connect, and receive support around money for an entire year. You can read all of the details at sfmoneycoach.com/membership. Today, my dear friend Rain Stickney is joining us. Rain and I met in San Francisco through mutual friends, and we even went to Burning Man together one year. Steeped in traditions of non-duality and loving kindness for all beings, Rain is a natural teacher and healer, a lifelong meditator, an expressive artist, and a body worker. She has an integral approach using body, mind, heart, and spirit to gently guide clients and support communities into their own natural wisdom. She was a licensed and insured body worker for 20 years and is also a gifted and well-trained healer. She has a BA from Sonoma State University in psychology with special studies in relaxation training, stress management, biofeedback, and somatics. She earned a certificate in expressive arts consulting and education and an MA from CIIS, which Bay Area people may be familiar with that. It's the California Institute of Integral Studies, and that was in East-West psychology. She has continued her professional development throughout motherhood and has deeply studied hand-in-hand parenting, the Gottman method, and simplicity parenting. She provides loving support for individuals, couples, families, and groups online, by phone, and through email. She currently lives and works in Charlotte, Vermont, with her life partner and school-aged son. Rain is an avid gardener, enjoying maintaining and making new trails on their 52 acres of conserved and forested land. Welcome, Rain.
thank you, Carrie. What
So glad you're here. What a what?
What an introduction.
I know, isn't it? It's just flattering to hear about yourself, isn't it? I love it. I'm so excited and impressed about your, career journey. And this is kind of an East-West interview, isn't it? Because you're in Vermont at the moment. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. California to Vermont.
Exactly. So Rain has joined me today to lead us in end-of-year meditations and reflections. Rain, I would love for our audience to get to know you a bit first. Would you tell us about your lifelong passion for meditation?
Yes. I often say that I began meditating as an infant, but as I was for this interview, I realized probably as soon as I was conceived, I was affected by meditation because my parents met at the Naropa Institute in Colorado, studying Tibetan Buddhism. And so from the get-go, I was just surrounded by spiritual community. So my earliest memories, yeah. I know there are others who are conceived and born that way, but it feels really special to me to have those roots.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
I remember meditating as an infant, which is funny to say because, of course, I didn't have any words or language or context for what meditation would be. It's more that when I meditate, I have the same experience that I remember in infancy, sitting in a sunbeam, watching the dust particles that to me looked like fairies and growing up as a child, I would wonder what is the difference between dust particles and fairies, just in that magical thinking of childhood. But the feelings of meditation, the timelessness, the peace, the sacred solitude that's also filled with everything, goes back into the farthest reaches of my experience as a human in this world. So I teach that because it feels good. And it's been incredibly healing. And when I hear people who want to meditate, they're often looking for those qualities. So there are ways to do that. And I meditate anyway. And at some point around, it was actually my 26th birthday, I had a party and I invited all my friends into my bedroom in San Francisco, my like basement studio room. And we all sat around and we meditated. And that was my first journey as experimenting with teaching meditation. So that was 20 years ago. And it's just fantastic to sit with people and meditate together.
That's amazing. Yay, I love it. Oh gosh. Okay, and we're going to get to practice with you today, which I'm so grateful for and looking forward to it. Do you have any tips for beginners or people like me who are out of practice?
Well, I think of you as a meditator, so I don't know what would be helpful in particular. I think everyone has such a personal journey spiritually and with meditation and with healing. But for a very, very beginner, I always suggest to just try it out, to just begin. And some prompts that are helpful are to breathe consciously. And even
don't hold your breath, right? So
yeah, it's not, I mean, there are holding breath practices for sure. But to start, it's so wonderful to breathe. And it's so wonderful to breathe into one's belly. And that brings energy downward. It soothes the nervous system. It gives an anchor for something to focus on. So breath is often a wonderful place to start. And because meditation is also a practice of beginner's mind, it's a wonderful place for anyone to start, including me or somebody who's more skilled or practiced than me. It's a safe bet.
Yes. The breath seems to be like a consistent theme among many different meditation practices, including the one I was first trained in, which was Vipassana. It was literally about focusing on the breath and the sensations that you feel going in and out of your nose when you were sitting with your mouth closed. Yeah.
Yeah, powerful practice.
And what else? Do you suggest people look at something or hold something?
Yeah, for sure. So I have with me a Ganesh deity here, the elephant god. So this is an example of something somebody could look at. There are many deities in all different traditions, and it can be helpful to gaze upon something gently. So this is different from how we look at each other on a video screen or even in conversation. It's a gentle gazing where the eyes can just drop and just peacefully receive the images that are before them. And nature is another wonderful thing to gaze at. Right now where I am, the snow is falling and
wow.
I could watch the snow all day. Being in nature, like on the ground or on a forest walk, having a walking meditation, all the natural spaces can be so inviting for that self-reflective space. Sometimes I like to hold something like a stone. I have a stone near me. This is from Lake Champlain, which is near my home. And to hold something gently, again, it's a gentle practice in the way that I like to share meditation. There are so many different kinds of meditation, but it's nice to hold something gently to receive the smoothness of the stone, the temperature of the stone. Could be a crystal, could be another sacred object, but something to allow the body to be a part of the practice, so meditation can be embodied rather than a detachment from the physical world.
Okay, got it. It's like I know this, but I don't know what I don't know. I'm just listening again with a beginner's mind today. I have my object handy.
Oh, look at
this
that.
was a gift from my husband. I'm like holding the Buddha by its head, probably sacrilege or something. And then this, I don't have no idea where this came from, but this little amulet also went traveling with me to Southeast Asia for 6 months and was my like grounding altar piece wherever I was. So it's always here on my desk. It lives in my office, those objects. Okay, let's see. One more question, which is probably the main reason. Now, it's not the reason I started meditation, but it's probably the reason I want to dive back in, and on some back brain level, why I invited you to come. I mean, not only as a gift and offering to my clients and audience, but it's like, I need this. And so do you think meditation can affect someone's health?
Absolutely. Yeah. And anything that I've said so far from the beginning of this interview, I really want it to make sense. I'm really interested in how it lands for you, Carrie, and for your audience. So feel free to help me clarify or anything like that. Okay. But so for the health benefits of meditation, again, there are so many different practices, and we are all individuals. So it's important to pay attention to how a specific meditative practice affects one's own body and mind and heart and spirit. So for the rejuvenating effects of meditation, it's important to get into a relaxed state. So some people will start with their breath and they'll start freaking out, and their heart rate will go up and their thoughts will race, and they'll be worried about breathing correctly, and it will be the opposite goal of a relaxed meditation.
Restless leg, like, I'm thinking about a couple of family members that cannot physically sit still, or it appears they can't.
Right. And so there are other practices that might bring about that calming effect. So there can be watching the thoughts, or there can be feeling the physical chair or seat that a person is sitting on and giving one's weight to that place of contact. There can be a walking meditation where a person is allowed and encouraged to move their body and do it in a mindful way, so they can feel every step on the grass or ground or wherever they are. So when a body starts relaxing, the heart rate decreases, the hands warm up, the mind becomes calm, and the skeletal muscles relax. So like the jaw relaxes, the arms relax, the legs relax, and the brain waves slow down. And the emotional conductivity of the hands, which can become sweaty, that calms too. So there's an ideal tackiness of the hands that's not sweaty and not dry. And so a relaxed meditative process will bring a person to that place. And in that place, the body is going through a natural healing process where the parasympathetic nervous system is activated, and deep, deep inside, there's hydration, there's rest, and there is healing and renewal. So when a person is practicing like that, the health benefits are amazing. Blood pressure can balance out, depression, anxiety can balance out. You name it, there is likely some effect that will be positive for that person. Whether or not the condition goes away, they will likely feel better, and at least some of the symptoms are usually alleviated.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. I even since talking with you for the last 10 minutes, I have felt my own shoulders like return to their natural position rather than like, I don't know, trying for something. And anyway, I also thought about tennis when you mentioned the tackiness or tack on your palms, because that's a thing in sports too, is like the grip. There are a lot of metaphors for tennis. I'm realizing now for the first time, like even when you're thinking about meditation, and yeah, interesting. Okay.
I love that tennis is showing up. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it is. So yes, I mean, you know, health benefits, happy feelings, reconnecting with fairies from childhood, sharper focus, relaxation. These are all the reasons why I'm here and why I imagine many people do it. And I think there are many other reasons that people turn to meditation, but it really, you're reminding me that it is like a privilege of a healthy body and mind to get to do this practice. But for me, short of putting it on my calendar, which has even stopped working, the hardest thing is to remember to do it, or like to do it, which is letting go of doing. It's to non-do it.
Right. What is that healthy balance of meditating in a relaxed way when it becomes a to-do item on the list, and then there can be the, oh, I have to meditate.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for all of these tips and reminders. And now I will really turn this conversation over to you. I've asked Rain to guide us in several brief meditations on topics that are generally relating to money. And each one, for people who are listening, will be about 5 minutes. So Rain, where would you like to begin?
Well, I think to dive right into the financial wellness aspect of what meditation can bring, we'll do a loving kindness meditation on finances.
Okay.
So,
and maybe I'll stop, by the way, I'm going to stop like chattering back.
Okay.
I'm going to get out of interview mode now, and now I will be a meditation student of yours until we wrap up. Okay?
Okay.
And I don't know meditator. If I'm even going to look at the screen, but yeah.
So I'll choose to see you as a fellow meditator, because you are, and I do know you in that practice.
Yeah.
So metta meditation, or loving kindness practice, is very common, and it's common across traditions. I am very much aligned with a tradition called Advaita Vedanta. And in that tradition, we call it Pratipaksha Bhavana, which sounds different than metta, but it's the same practice of offering loving kindness. So what we're going to do today is, since my parents met studying Tibetan Buddhism, I also have this deep Buddhist influence, and we're going to do a more traditional Buddhist practice. And so I'll offer some instructions. It'll take about 5 minutes. And your job is to simply relax, let it all go, and take the words as they come. If they speak to you, great. If they don't, the most important thing is to be with yourself. That's where the juice is. Okay. So in your seat, close your eyes or find a gentle gazing point. Take a deep breath or a breath that's just right for you. And in your mind's eye, or right there before you, imagine yourself. Imagine your entire financial journey, however that looks to you. Who are you financially and who have you become? Where have you come from financially? Imagine this financial self and give love. Give kindness. Give the freedom from harm. Give happiness. Taking another deep breath or a breath just right for you. Imagine a financial friend, a peer, somebody who you can talk about finances with easily and naturally. Imagine this person before you and give love. Give kindness. Give happiness. Give the freedom from harm. And with another breath just right for you, the kind of breath that feels good. Imagine a financial foe. Imagine somebody who you don't agree with financially for whatever reason. It could be an institution, a person, somebody present in your life or from the past. Imagine this person before you and give love. Give kindness. Give the freedom from harm. Give happiness. With another sweet breath, imagine a financial teacher, a mentor or a coach, somebody you have learned from, someone who has helped you along the way. Imagine this person before you and give love. Give happiness. Give kindness. Give the freedom from harm. And breathing in and out again. Imagine the entire universe. Imagine the financial wellness of the world, or as far as your imagination will take you. Into this great entity of life, give love. Give kindness. Give the freedom from harm. Give happiness. And breathing in and out again, notice how you are in your body. Notice your mind and your heart. And notice your spirit. And when you're ready, let me know how that was for you. Or we can just continue on. You let me know what you would like.
It was like drinking a long, cold sip of water or something.
Yeah, I get that. I felt the same way many times in meditation.
Yeah. Yeah, it is like a cooling sensation in like from my head down. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm ready.
Okay, great. Okay, so we will go on to the abundance meditation. This is a presence practice of abundance. So taking some deep breaths, noticing what you're sitting on, or if someone is listening, what they're standing upon or laying down upon. Notice what supports you physically. Notice the thoughts in your mind. Notice the emotions in your heart. And notice whatever is true for you spiritually. As you're noticing, discover what it is you love. What sensation, thought, emotion, or spiritual experience do you love that you're actually having right now? For me, I love the feeling of this soft scarf that's on my lap. It's so soft, and it came from Peru. and someone I love gave it to me. What do you love? Notice what draws you in. Be willing to feel it completely. Open up to the abundance of your experience of love. Whatever you love or enjoy is perfectly fine. The practice is presence with what is and moving into the enjoyment of abundance, moving into the abundance of enjoyment and resting there. And slowly begin to focus on your breathing and whatever is physically supporting you again. Giving your full weight to what supports you. Notice your thoughts, any emotions, and your own spiritual presence. Give thanks for the abundance that's true for you right now. And whenever you're ready, let me know how you're doing, or if you'd like to continue on.
I mean, it's pretty vulnerable to like meditate on a recording, on a video
Isn't it?
recording.
I know.
Yeah. It's one reason why I'm like turned to the side, because, you know, I'm just a little protective of like my face twitching or whatever. But,
Yeah.
and then even sharing from this deeply connected place is also like, wow. But I will offer that I was thinking about my kids because I love them so much. And I had a really easy morning with them today, like 2 different modules, because my 7-year-old is up early and catches the school bus at 7:30.
Yeah.
So, and my 3-year-old wasn't up until I got back. And
Oh, wow.
but I had like sweet connections with both of them this morning, which doesn't always happen. Sometimes it's a barrage of complaints and demands, and some I can meet, some I can't, you know, and it's just, you know, it's this energetic experience.
Mm-hmm.
And but today there were hugs and eye contact and sweet love and security and good breakfast eating, like nourishment and peaceful transitions, you know, onto the bus, and then later handing Max to his babysitter and coming here. And because of all of that ease is one of the reasons I was ready early and just like internally felt ready. And the other thing that really surprised me that I was thinking about, that I spontaneously felt on my body, was this ring that it's a moonstone. And you know, this was long buried in like some boxes or a jewelry bag or something. I moved so much between 18, leaving my house, moving to the East Coast to go to college, until 5 years ago when I moved where I am now. 5 years is such a huge record for me in staying in one home. And
congratulations.
And so this ring, thank you, this ring surfaced from like somewhere. But the significance of the ring is that I bought it for myself when living in San Francisco after I quit smoking cigarettes. It was like a big deal at the time. Yes, the quitting, like smart, you know, a good sort of line in the sand and change of direction. But for me at the time, it was like a big investment to buy this ring to celebrate that moment. And yeah, I'm so glad I found it again. And it's part of my current like integration, who am I now process. So I wanted to share that.
Wow, what beautiful moments of abundance, and how lucky you are that you have the ring still.
Yeah, I agree.
So I want to notice together that even though these moments that you're sharing are not financial moments, not directly anyway, I find that it's the same practice financially. So somebody might want financial abundance. And it's the practice of enjoying those wonderful moments with your children, acknowledging yourself for quitting smoking and feeling the presence of the ring that's still here, that are abundant. And so I remember you asking about the law of attraction. And this is exactly the way the law of attraction works, is we become willing to feel the abundance that is. And we naturally move toward the abundance that is, because we're training our minds to look in that direction. And minds are wonderful computers of patterns. And so if a mind can recognize the abundance here, the mind can also recognize the abundance out in the world or at work or whatever the abundance is, the abundance of food or something that's precious to a person. So it's beautiful illustrations that you offer of being abundant right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to resume my position for the next one.
Okay, great. So we have manifestation next. I find this a really fun, a fun manifestation, a fun meditation, because there's a trick in it. There's a mental trick that's very important and very helpful in manifesting. In your own way and in your own time, breathe consciously and gently. Feel the seat beneath you. And notice your thoughts. Notice the thoughts that are passing through the mind, if there are any. Notice a stuck thought or a repeating thought, if there is one. And sometimes there are no thoughts. And that's okay too. Notice your spiritual self, however you define that. And pay attention to something you want. This could be a big desire or small. It could be a true want or a need. Whatever you would like to manifest, imagine it. Imagine the textures and scents that come with it. Imagine the tastes. Imagine how your body feels with this manifestation happening right before you. Notice whatever there is to notice about what you would like to manifest. Now, imagine yourself after this has taken place. You have already received the thing. The manifestation has already happened. It's after the manifestation has manifested. How do you feel? Notice the feelings of having received your desire. Notice what it's like for you after the manifestation has taken place. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to what it's like when you receive what you want. Slowly and gently come back to present time. Feel your body. Notice your mind. Feel your heart. Notice your spirit. Notice whatever you would like to notice. And come on back if you would like to.
always funny, like, hi, I'm back.
Yeah.
from,
It's like
from wherever I was.
there are these little mini journeys that we're going on.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like down on Web Ranch, down there, my view, you know, noticing that there are still pumpkins in the field. But I
Wow.
was thinking about, one of the biggest manifestations of my life is where I'm sitting right now, which is my office. And it's also a guest house. And it's really a room of my own, which has been totally enormous for me on every level: emotional, psychological, spiritual, physical, and even financial, because I'm able to have separation from my my kids, my husband who's been working at home since the beginning of the pandemic, and the characters in the multi-generational living as well.
Mm-hmm.
And but I really want to manifest a garden outside.
Ooh.
So there's some small land. It's on a slope. It's we have lots of ideas. When you were leading me, I was thinking about fruit trees and lavender bushes and night blooming jasmine and things that have like very strong smells, natural smells, and like walking around and having a kind of sensory, olfactory experience. And then at the end, I was like, but I really want a massage. Like, I'm just in need of a massage right now.
Oh, that sounds
And
great.
yeah, I am going on vacation in 10 days. So I need to like arrange that for myself. Probably there. I don't think I'm going to work to manifest that before I leave. But anyway, that's what came up for me. It's kind of like watching TV, all the images. It's very visual for me. Meditation.
That makes sense.
Should we do one last meditation for the day?
Yes,
What do
yes,
you think?
absolutely. Okay, a
Okay.
good closure meditation. Let's see. So I'm just going to be quiet for a moment to see what comes. And sometimes meditation is like this. It's just the presence of being with what is. Meditation can be the gentle noticing of wherever your attention is drawn. There's no need to be in a special setting or in a specific position. We can always meditate if we choose, just as things are. I might have tense shoulders. I can still meditate. I might have a busy mind or not even really know why I'm meditating. I can still choose to be present. I could have a deep emotion. I could have an ache or a pain in my body. In meditation, it's all accepted. This acceptance allows for the unknown to happen and become conscious, lovingly. settling into silence with you, we all get to notice whatever we each want to notice. Staying in silence as long as you would like. You can gently move your body when you feel ready, feeling your physical form in this world. And sometimes at the end of meditation, it's nice to give oneself a special blessing. Maybe a word comes or a message. It could be something you want to go for today, or a direction you're headed. Be receptive. Receive the gifts of your own practice. Receive the gifts of meditation. Whenever you're ready, I'm right here.
My video froze.
Oh,
In the meditation.
Hi. You were so
Hello.
still.
That was that was a posture.
Good job.
There's always relief at the end of meditations too. I mean, a little sadness. It's like, oh, it's over. I wanted to stay there, but also like, you know, now.
For sure.
It will, but then like your social personality comes back, right? Mine does pretty quickly. I remembered the first time I meditated.
Wow.
Yes, which was in 1996, and I was majoring in religion at Trinity College, and my focus was on Buddhism, and it was required in one of the classes on Buddhism to visit a local Buddhist temple. And so a couple of us went together one evening, and a resident monk, gave us a tour of the temple, and then there was the sitting room, and first led us in a walking meditation. It was around a square, like there was an altar in the middle that was four-sided, and then we sat, on very old cushions, and it was dark. Candles, but also colorful, as a lot of Buddhist iconography and art and statues and altarpieces are. And then in that lineage, which I don't remember exactly what it was, they were big into like the meditation posture. So legs crossed, left in front, right hand on left, thumbs doing this bridge thing. Yep. That hole and circle you made was around your belly button, and kind of like, don't move, and he was a gentle old soul, and I don't remember how long we did it for. I was very in my monkey mind, like, my knees, my hips, how long, and then like fidgeting my hands, like, what was it? Left on right, right on left, la la la. Trying to do it right. I mean, not that that was uncommon for our first experience as a 21-year-old, but the message I got when I connected with that location from my past was that I wrote a thesis that I never read again after I submitted it. And I remember the title, though. It was Zen Buddhist Women and Their Impact on Contemporary America. And this was undergrad, senior year thesis, but it was like a 40 or 50-page paper, kind of like the biggest academic thing I had ever done. And I think there might be a copy in the library. So that's my kind of takeaway, is like, maybe there's a copy of that somewhere.
Wow.
At the college, that it would take some work to read again, but I might want to.
Amazing. I want to read it.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Let me know.
So we're gonna wrap up now, and Rain, thank you so much. I feel better already.
I'm so glad. I thought it was very courageous of you to want to do these 5-minute meditations, and I really enjoyed the challenge of thinking through what might that be like.
I know. And before we say goodbye, will you tell us about your latest projects and what you're working on?
Yes. So something that I love that I'm working on is called Redwoods and Snow. And it's a daily gratitude practice. It was born when I moved across country from California to Vermont, October of 2020, beginning of the middle of the pandemic. And I wanted there to be a way to stay in touch with my clients and my professional community. So for the month of that October, I offered a daily gratitude practice, and it went so well that for 2021, I changed the format a little bit, and I decided to offer it every day for this year, for all the days of 2021. And this is going so well that I'm evergreening the process so that in 2022, more people can join, and people who've already done it can continue their gratitude practice. So that's something that I'm excited about, because it's just born of life, and gratitude is such a wonderful part of life. And to share gratitude is a little bit different than the personal gratitude that we might hold in our hearts. So So that's something that I'm offering, and it can be found on my site at rainelizabeth.org. You can search around there and find it. And secondly, my site is being renewed. So at the 1st of January, there will be a new and updated version of my site.
Congrats. I know how much work that takes.
Yeah.
And so everybody knows Rain is spelled like the weather, R-A-I-N, if you were wondering, and then Elizabeth, traditionalspelling.org. And the best email for you, is it?
Yep, meditation@rainelizabeth.org.
Okay, awesome. And thank you for that. Rain has also generously shared a list of guided meditations prepared especially for the listeners and my audience and clients. And there are 4 audio recordings from her weekly meditation group, Stillwater Meditation, which is a very sweet and small group open to all with sincere interest. And you can find that gift at rainelizabeth.org/abundance. And the very last thing I want to offer our listeners is an invitation, one last invitation to feel at home within, which is based on one of your favorite poems by Jane Hirshfield. And I'll read it. And if you have any parting thoughts, you're welcome to share. It says, "The world asks of us only the strength we have, and we give it. Then it asks more, and we give it."
Yeah, that's the end of her poem that's called The Weighing. So you're welcome to look that up, but it's a beautiful poem. And I love the sense of strength and giving all we have. And then life is like, guess what? There's a variant in this crazy virus that's infecting the world.
Right.
And finding more strength, and work changes and more strength, and family changes and more strength. And if we cultivate that practice of what is really true for me right now, there is a wellspring of strength that I find, and that I invite others to find too.
Thank you so much, Rain. This was fun and supportive. I mean, I can't even find the words for it because it's like in the meditation realm, but just thank you for giving your gifts and sharing with us.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your gifts. You're a wonderful person to talk with, and I've watched all of your interviews and they're all amazing. And I really appreciate you, Carrie.
Thank you. And with that, we're out of time. Thank you all again for tuning in, and please acknowledge yourself for taking time today to learn, practice, connect, and receive support. I'm Carrie Friedberg, the SF Money Coach. You can find me and information about my coaching practice, Personal Finance 101 online course, and financial literacy membership site at SF, as in San Francisco, moneycoach.com. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or comments. I would love to hear from you. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
And with that, we're out of time. Thank you again for tuning in, and please acknowledge yourself for taking the time to learn, practice, connect, and receive support around money. I am Carrie Friedberg, the SF Money Coach. You can contact me and find information about my coaching practice, online course, and financial literacy membership site at SF, as in San Francisco, sfmoneycoach.com. Please reach out if you have any questions or comments. I'd love to hear from you. We'll talk soon.